President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi rose to power in a 2013 military takeover as a strongman. And ever since, he's led a crackdown on Islamists in the Sinai Peninsula. But last Friday's attack on a mosque there laid bare the reality that he is likely failing. Now al-Sisi has publicly come out with a clear order to his army's chief of staff.
It is your responsibility to secure and stabilize Sinai within the next 3 months, you and the Interior Ministry. By the grace of God Almighty and your efforts and sacrifices, you, the military and the civilian police, Egypt will regain stability and security in Sinai, and you can use all brute force necessary.
Joining us right here in the studio is our senior defense correspondent Shai Ben-Ari, and joining us tonight from East Jerusalem, our senior Middle East correspondent Mohammed Al-Qasim. Mohammed, Egypt for decades has seen the Sinai Peninsula through a sort of military lens, and here we have still President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi saying the military is the answer.
That's correct. It seems that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is determined that the only solution to this restive region in Egypt is only going to be resolved through military actions. And he's giving his military only 3 months to basically end this, his campaign that he started 3 years ago to end this violence in Sinai. He's not even talking about other options, maybe talking to the tribes, Bedouin tribes in Sinai. He's not, he's talked a little bit about maybe injecting some money to revive the, the social and economic situation in Sinai. But the one thing that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi didn't talk about today in his speeches, what would happen after 3 months if this promise that he gave today and if his military does not produce an end to this violence. What would happen next? Still, this question needs an answer, and no one knows the answer to it except maybe President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi.
Shai, the Egyptians have been trying to secure Sinai for years already. Is it realistic to believe that even if they choose brute force, as Sisi has said of the military, they can do it in 3 months?
Right. Actually, brute force is what we've seen so far. I think it takes a little bit more than that. 3 months is indeed quite a short period. I doubt if they can really handle the whole problem there in such a short period, but I think serious gains can be made even in 3 months when you think of bringing in actual counterterrorism forces that are more specialized in dealing with these kinds of threats rather than standard army units. And also something that Mohammed touched on there, I think, when you think of interacting with the local population in a military sense, you can look at examples from the region, counter-insurgency strategies that have been successful to a degree, of course. In Iraq, there have been periods where it's been successful. In Afghanistan, improving the situation when it comes to how the Bedouin populations there lead their lives in terms of services, in terms of things that they need to really to join modern society. There's a reason why IS has been able to take root in Sinai as opposed to other parts of Egypt. It's because a lot of the local population there has been neglected.
Mohammed, I'm just so curious now that the Trump White House was replaced the Obama administration. Is it possible that President Sisi is going to see that as a green light to take even more extreme measures in a place like Sinai that he was willing to do perhaps with the Obama administration in office?
Well, President Donald Trump looks at President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi as a true partner in the fight against terrorism. But what extra measures can President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and his military bring into the table? There hasn't been anything, the military in Egypt didn't hold back. They've basically been accused of conducting and taking on a scorching earth kind of policy in Sinai. And that's why we see a lot of criticism even from Sinai and many from within Egypt, that he hasn't been dealing with it in the right way, because the military and security and even intelligence way for many isn't the only path forward. So the question now is, what extra can President Sisi bring into this military campaign that he didn't use in the past?